Oh crap, I'm late. Hey Cal. Hi Sandy. Gotta get a beer. Wait, glasses, what am I, 16? Oh, hell yeah. Jacket.
Hear me.
Beer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mic check, mic check.
And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, we're Tony and Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Chelsea,
And I'm Tony Northrup.
and you're watching Chelsea and Tony Live. And this episode is... Oh, that's wrong.
Oh, my bad. Typo, I
It's
guess.
Chelsea
I don't know
goes
how that
first. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for creating a fast and easy professional website or online portfolio. You can just test it for free. You don't need a credit card or anything if you go to squarespace.com. We both have one. We both like them. If you like yours and you decide you would like to buy one, you can get 10% off by going to squarespace.com/Tony and using the coupon code PhotoLive.
But you don't have to give a credit card or anything for your trial, so don't worry about it.
That's what's
Totally anonymous.
I got.
And if you have a portfolio that already up that you want us to review, you can go to sdp.io/link and send us a portfolio, and we will review a couple of portfolios today. I'm a little frazzled today. Like literally 20 minutes ago, I was soldering this mic. And I am a terrible solderer. It's one of those days when everything breaks. Because we have 2 extra mics, but somehow they all went down to the point where I had to solder stuff at the last minute.
And you were really a hero. You ran around, you and Justin fixed everything. We'll see if the sound holds up. Hopefully it does.
Yeah, we're prepared. Today is a fun show because Photokina is coming up, so we're going to be talking about what your predictions are and what you hope to see. Photokina is this event in Cologne, Germany, where the entire camera industry kind of comes together, and they tend to save up their announcements for this big event. So we're going to see a bunch of new lenses, a bunch of new cameras, certainly new lighting gear, new software updates. Could be anything in the camera world will be announced at Photokina. It's a huge deal. I
really want to go to Photokina.
Yeah, we were on the edge up until like a couple of days ago, but we just can't make it out this year.
Yeah.
So it's only every other year. We'll be there next time, certainly.
I know.
Sorry we'll miss it, but we'll be reporting on it from afar.
Spirit.
Yeah.
We'll be there in spirit.
If you want us to review your pictures, we'll be doing some instant photo reviews today. Go to sdp.io/submit.
Yes, and as per usual, the lovely Siobhan will be culling your comments and sending them to me to read. So be polite.
Yeah, so just write a comment and tell us what Photokina upcoming announcements that you think are going to happen, what you're most excited about, wild rumors, your speculation, your hopes, your dreams. Put them in the comments. Siobhan will parse it out and send it to us. I have one bit of news, which is not a prediction. This is real. SanDisk announced a 512 gig SD card, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
The biggest cards we have are the 128 gig cards, which we use for video because we do 4K video, and we like to be able to record for hours and hours, not worry about running out of space. But 512 gigs, wow. Unbelievable that it can come on a card. This is way bigger than life size. You know, SD cards are tiny. I just can't believe.
This is way bigger than life size. This is the actual size. It can't fit in a camera yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
You have to have a special briefcase for it. Anyway, they're for sale right now, but I think they're not shipping until another couple of weeks. So $730 for these guys.
Madeline was nice enough to fake laugh at our joke, so I wanted to mention it's a very special episode because our daughter Madeline is in the studio. So just pretend we're funny, Madeline. I'm going to try to behave. Everything's going to be great. All right.
Another actual product that was released is the Carl Zeiss 85mm. Carl Zeiss makes outrageously expensive lenses. They're the ones who made that 55mm f1.4 that's manual focus but super sharp.
Yeah.
I still haven't really figured out what these are good for, but their new 85mm lens is the highest rated lens DxOMark has ever tested.
Wow.
Coming
Can we
in
get our hands on
at a
that?
49. Yeah, I think they're going to send one.
You
over for us
contacted
to
them
review.
and they just asked for some things from us, right? That was
Yeah,
them?
yeah. So
All right, I'll get on that.
we have friends.
We do?
But DxOMark tested it on a D800E, and basically it's sharper than the D800E. So you could certainly attach
Wow.
it to a 50 megapixel or 60 megapixel sensor and still get a lot more detail out of it. It's unbelievably sharp. But I have to wonder what good these manual focus super fast lenses are. You certainly couldn't shoot with it wide open in any sort of reliable professional way. Can you imagine?
1.4.
Well, we have that 85mm 1.4, the Rokinon.
Yeah, just
What's your keeper rate? Like 1 out of 10 shots when you're shooting wide open?
yeah. Well, it's the difference between the eyelash and the actual surface of the eyeball being in focus. Like
Right.
it's such a narrow depth of field that you can actually have the eyelashes in focus and the iris out of focus.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can't get the entire eye in focus when you're
Yeah.
shooting a tight headshot, because like part of the iris will be in focus and the other part will be out of focus. So to do this manual focus is just impractical. But they can't figure out an autofocus system. Like they have to license it from Canon and Nikon, or they have to reverse engineer it or something.
Yeah.
But it's just a huge weakness of these lenses. So unbelievably sharp. No autofocus is like a deal breaker for any sort of practical application of it, but I don't know. Maybe
People
you're doing
always-
landscapes.
People always give you
This is a 2-beer kind of day.
it is a
I've been working through the first one already.
I know it's like a liquor kind of day, but I'm just going to stick to beer and hope that I can behave. People are always really tough on you, actually, when you say that you don't like manual focus, because I think they feel like a real photographer should be able to use manual focus. But whenever we research those people, they don't have sharp pictures. That's rude. People always say I'm such a snob.
Well, there's this old school photo snobbery, and anybody who just watched our favorite cameras video, which is out,
Yeah.
knows we love old film cameras. My favorite cameras don't even have a battery in them. They're spring operated, mechanical, and need an external meter. So I get it. I appreciate that attraction. But
Yeah.
when you have 30 minutes and you have to do a portrait shoot or a senior shoot, or God forbid you have to do a wedding when somebody's coming down the
You
aisle.
just can't miss that shot.
Yeah, and if you want to blur the background, you just can't do it with manual focus. Now, with the big cameras that we showed in our favorite cameras video, those are designed for manual focus. They have ground glass and split prisms and stuff, but our modern DSLRs don't have that. So manually focusing a lens like this is just impractical. Forget your snobbery. It just doesn't work very
Well, not only that, I mean, if you're the type of person that's going to go out and you're just having fun and you like manually focusing and that's
Yeah.
a part of it for you, fine. That's fine. I think a lot of people don't ever put our advice in context, and we try to be practical and we try to talk about, people that are trying to do this professionally. We're trying to give both sides of the story. Like, obviously, if that's what you're into, go for it. But
Well, the ring light video that we shot,
Yeah.
we took most of those pictures with the manual focus Rokinon
yeah,
because we were having fun. But if we had a client that demanded those pictures, we would have
I
used
think our favorite
autofocus.
picture was slightly out of focus on the eyes.
It
too.
was, yeah.
As I recall, it was like the corner of my eye was in focus and not the front of my cornea.
Yeah, because it's a challenge. We
you
have
gonna
the
do?
skills, we know what we're doing,
What you
but
gonna do?
just doesn't work that well. Has anybody provided any Photokina predictions? If not, we have some we can go through. You look at that, I'll go through a couple of these. A lot of people are talking about, this one was your slide, a Nikon 200mm f4 replacement. This lens is super long in the tooth.
That's my slide.
Um,
Long in the tooth? Does that mean long awaited?
old.
Old?
Yeah, I think
Like
it's
a
like
hamster?
a horse.
Oh.
Well, I think it's more of a cowboy term, but I don't know, maybe cowboys wrangled hamsters back in the
This
day.
is the most Texan you've ever been on the show. This here is long in the tooth. I like that. Sorry, keep going. I should be
You haven't
reading.
found an announcement. Did you have anything about the...
7D Mark II. Alex Taylor Wright. I
Oh,
wrote the same thing. He
I
sniped
have a
me.
slide about the 7D Mark II,
Okay.
yeah, so we'll talk about it. Actually seems like we have pretty specific predictions for it. It seems like the specs leaked, so we'll go over those in a minute.
My dear friend Jerry Johnson. Don't think I didn't notice you're here all the time, Jerry. We're BFFs by now. He says he's hoping for a 100 to 400 Mark II.
Oh yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that. The Canon 100 to 400 millimeter lens it's a popular wildlife lens, but it's not a good lens, and it's the same lens that I bought in like 2001 or something, and I used it for 11 years as my main wildlife lens.
And then what'd you do with it? Kicked it.
I got the 400 millimeter prime and realized I was just wrong the entire time.
Oh.
Because it wasn't a very good lens, so I'd love to see a replacement for it. Nikon's 80 to 400 is far, far better, but also like 3 times more expensive, 2 times more expensive.
Magnus Cage wants to see Magic Lantern for Nikon.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of a wish. That would require somebody hacking the firmware. But Magic Lantern, you don't even need it. I don't know. It's great. We did use it. It's better than nothing, but it's still such a pain, and it's really clumsy, and you accidentally format your card, and then you lose it, and I don't know. I'd much rather have that stuff built into the firmware. Once you get a GH4, you'll never think about Magic Lantern again. They should build that in. What are you doing, Canon? What else you got?
Adrian Jones says, my hope and dream would be a Sigma Art cinema lens. Please, Sigma, please. Are you listening, Sigma? Please. He said please. He said
Any
please
particular
twice.
focal length?
He doesn't care. Beggars can't be choosers.
I guess he doesn't care about the focal length. The cinema lenses tend to have clickless apertures, and they tend to have the aperture built right onto the lens, so that cameraman could adjust the aperture without making noise.
Ooh.
Fancy.
I wish they would release the next Canon 5D, says George Atkinson.
Yeah, the 5D Mark IV. I do have a little bit about that prediction coming up.
Yeah, we know about that.
This is for real. It's just announced. It's not that exciting, though. It's a
For real.
Pancake lens. 24 millimeter Pancake lens that fits on your Canon APS-C cameras. So it's only for the crop bodies. But it's small. Otherwise, it's unremarkable.
See, Madeline? They call it a pancake lens. That's what you were thinking? It does look delicious.
Don't put butter on it, though.
Don't put butter on it.
One rumor that's going around is the Canon-Nikon partnership. Some people have noticed that Nikon is having some financial problems, and they could benefit from a partnership with Canon. So what could happen is they would be able to partner together and create some kind of hybrid cameras.
And now I know why everyone online is calling you a troll. I read the forums. I see what people are saying.
For example, the D800C, which is exactly like the D810, but with a Canon mount.
Shameful.
Or the Canon 70D with a Nikon mount. So
you're just trying to enrage people now.
Just rumors. I'm just saying. There are rumors going about. People are talking about them. They're circulating.
Are you talking about them? Right here?
Another rumor that I'm seeing over and over again is that they're going to add 4K capabilities to the Olympus OMD EM1 through a firmware update. And I've never seen a camera. It seems impossible to me. How could they do this? Because the reason all cameras don't have 4K is that it generates a massive, massive amount of heat. And it seems like
that's why?
I know, it's such a silly thing, right?
What?
It just, the chips get really hot. And it's really only Panasonic and Samsung who figured out how to do this. And that's why the new Nikons don't have 4K, but the GH4, the Panasonic does. And that's why my little wearable camera has 4K, but GoPro doesn't have a 4K camera because that wearable's Panasonic. Wow. That's why my Samsung S5 has 4K, but the iPhone 6 that just announced does not have 4K. It's all about heat and how they dissipate heat.
You're such a troll.
No, this is
I'm
real.
Just kidding. I'm teasing you.
Well, it's a real rumor.
I tease you.
Anyway, this would be fantastic because not just for existing EM1 owners, but the EM1 has IBIS, in-body image stabilization. So you could put on a prime lens, a fast prime, and get it stabilized. So right now, when we handhold the GH4s, we have to use lenses that are stabilized, and that kind of limits our options. This would be awesome. I'd be really excited about this. I don't think it's possible, but the guy at, what is it, Micro Four Thirds Rumors or something like that, is always talking about this.
What's this?
I had to record a Lightroom lesson today.
Yeah.
About the Lightroom Web Module. So I just wanted to go into the Web Module and just show you how awful this is.
I had a feeling by the tone of your voice it wasn't good.
This is supposed to allow you to take your pictures and make them look great on the web. Look at this. These are reader submitted photos from last week, but right.
I don't understand.
This is the website that they could make for you.
That's a website?
Oh, but you have many different options. Like, look at these different colors, including Flash websites.
What's happening?
This is Adobe's solution to putting your pictures on the web. It's awful. It was clearly created in like 2001 or something.
It just isn't a popular feature, so I think they're like, let's make it junk.
Yes, they need to pull this out. Like, this is like going back in time to a previous web. It does allow you to FTP it to your web hosting provider. Anyway, it's just a really stupid way to do it.
This is kind of like internet nerd jokes for me right now. I'm just going to have a little more beer. I'm going to let this settle in.
Oh, but look, it automatically generates thumbnails for you. How fancy. And cross-fading. Look at the way it fades. Ooh.
Is that the Ken Burns effect?
No, that's a
Do you think we could get an interview with Ken Burns?
No.
Why is he so famous right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ken Burns is a huge deal.
He has his own effect. Why is he such a big deal that he can't? Well,
Justin,
he has good hair.
You got this. You're like an encyclopedia on Ken Burns, right?
Aren't you, Justin?
Yeah, he's just a genius.
He's the man.
He kind of invented the modern documentary as we know it.
And he wouldn't be my friend. That's what everyone here is telling me. Madeline, can you believe this? No.
I'm just saying he's probably a busy guy. I have an enormous amount of respect for him. He's created and educated so many people.
Any of you know Ken Burns?
He's created so much and educated so many people.
Just tell him I have a beer waiting for him.
I don't know his reproductive habits.
You don't know his Tony doesn't know his reproductive habits. We need to know. So just get him on the show.
We got this comment in about me looking like the white Jamie Foxx, and this guy just wrote a whole wonderful song, and you are kind of famous for singing on the internet, so I felt like you should just bust out this.
What does the white Jamie Foxx say? I don't know how the rest goes.
So you're not even going to give that a try, huh?
No, I don't have a lot of confidence today. My confidence is down here.
All right, well, we'll finish off that beer and then we'll revisit this slide.
Do you know, speaking of ridiculous comments, we got a comment and someone said that they didn't like the Northrop family, the whole Northrop family. Sorry, Madeline, you're here. Because we're super creepy and they wouldn't be surprised if we ate people. And I was like, how'd they even know that I eat people? Yeah, we're like the Addams family. We're spooky and we're kooky.
We only eat the rude.
We do only eat the rude. I thought we were doing everyone a favor. We only eat the rudies. Our daughter's name is Tootie. You like that? We'll keep going. I've digressed. I always make the show like less productive. I think we balance each other well, Tony.
All right, so we have some instant photo reviews. Why don't you read a couple of comments, because I just realized I have to clear up a little bit of disk space here.
Corey Pointek said, would anyone get excited about new Canon glass when they're sitting there wishing for a Nikon body now? Yeah? Yeah.
I really would like to see new Nikon glass, or heck, even new like Sony glass.
And Howard Thompson says, hey guys, do either of you use Dropbox/Google Drive in your workflow? And if so, how? We use Google Slideshow to make it. Did you know this is like on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to, it ran out of disk space, so I have to fix that quickly.
And I also use it to send pictures sometimes. So Yeah, we can do that. Richard says, Chels was in the mugs. I appreciate that.
Oh, Dogfish Head
It's
60 minute.
Dogfish Head. I got these mugs for Tony because they're like, I don't know. We feel really good when we hold these. And Howard Thompson says, where is the P in Chelsea's Twitter username? Apparently there's another Chelsea Northrup out there and she's trying to ruin my life. So now I'm Chelsea Northrup. Denise Dyer says, considering getting a camera for a teenage kid, what does Madeline have? Madeline uses the original 5D. And sometimes she uses the OMD. Which one? The
M10?
The M10?
Yeah, ironically, Mad's actually kind of a manual focus snob.
Yeah.
She hates using autofocus and just insists
Kids
on...
are always rebelling against their parents, though, aren't they? She's like, I just like it like that. Right, man?
No joke.
She's always got the 400 millimeter one too.
And she likes the 400 millimeter.
Yeah, I think kids in general like being really close. And
Do you feel like that's true, man?
her favorite lens is a macro lens, so...
She likes macro. She likes wildlife. And then we have a section called comments, and Siobhan just wrote, more positive hair comments for Chelsea. Thank you. Thank you, Siobhan. You're a good friend. And Omeo says, I love Chelsea's jokes, which is how we know you have bad taste. But at least we have that in common. I'm just reading right through them, Tony. We need to think up a drinking game here, says Richard. Every time Tony wants to crop, they drink, says McFace roll. You guys are going to be real drunk. Before we start this drinking game, I want to say that we are not liable for any alcohol poisoning that may ensue from said drinking game. And with that, I think we should look at some pictures.
Okay. I think these might be from last week, but we'll just go for it.
You know, I'm so hungry to eat a person right now.
Oh, is anybody being impolite?
I wish.
Oh, anybody care for pork leg?
A pork leg. We're going to eat pork leg. Okay.
So here's a beautiful picture. Probably taken at a zoo because it's nice and close up, but it's flawless.
Is there anything you want to do to this picture?
No, it's perfectly cropped. Look how tight it is. Sorry,
I was
people
thirsty,
looking
too.
for a reason to drink.
Look at this baby.
I heard Mad say, whoa, she really
said,
likes
wow,
it.
what do you like about it?
That he's looking up.
She likes that he's looking up. It's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I like that you can see the sky in his eyes if you look really closely. It's one of those pictures that rewards
I bet they're
searching
holding
out the
candy.
details. Nicely done.
Candy.
This is shot with that 50mm f1.8.
Yeah.
So many Nikon people were mad at me for saying that was a good lens. Great picture.
You people, you crack me up. I like this picture. It's like, reminds me of just the decay of civilization. You have anything you want to do to it? No.
No, I like the composition of it. I like the vignettings. They did a few things to kind of support the mood of the decay feeling. They converted it to black and white, or is it a little sepia, or is it completely black and white? Yeah, it's actually in sepia. And they vignetted the corners to kind of fade it in, make it look old. Anyway, great shot, great mood, nice and consistent. I wouldn't
Good
change a thing about
mood.
it.
Just kick
The
that
beach
water.
shot.
You
Yeah.
ever get mad at the water and you're just like, die water. You actually laughed at that comment.
And
And-
she's actually got a piece of seaweed stuck to her
She's
toe.
like, ooh. But she still looks good. I would level that horizon. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Someone got an unlevel horizon past Tony. That's crazy.
I feel like they cloned this sky in. Like, see this weird edge that's on there?
Yeah.
The lighting just doesn't seem to fit, but they probably had like a blown out sky or
Yeah,
overcast
always,
sky or something.
always. These are the
And they
things
didn't
that
want
happen.
that. So,
Such
but we
is
caught
life.
you. Busted. That's all right. That's all right.
Busted.
Whatever looks good, but it does ring a little fake. Part of
We
it is
should
the
do a
difference in color
segment called
temperature.
Busted where people submit their pictures and we try to tell like what's photoshopped.
That's not a bad idea.
Busted.
There's a good blog called Photoshop Disasters that you guys should look up.
Oh,
I
I'm
like
always
that a
so
lot.
nervous my pictures are going to show up there because I've done some real weird stuff while learning.
They're like awful.
No, I've done really. I like owe people apologies with letters and edible arrangements and everything. I've mutilated people.
Well,
Anyway.
the Velveeta work slipped past them, so.
No, everyone said how horrible it was. They were like, "You should die."
Well, that wasn't our work, really. That was theirs.
Okay.
It works better in black and white, though I still, my eye just detects some difference here. Maybe it's that the sky is too sharp and needs to be blurred a little
That
bit.
old Northrop eye. People talk about it.
I can't believe I have not cropped a single one of these pictures yet.
I know. It's like when you want something, it doesn't happen.
Beautiful fireworks photo. Perfect crop. I just love the
Gorgeous.
contrast here. Yeah, it's great. I can't believe you framed it so nicely. It must be cropped down a little bit or
It's
something.
like a bouquet of fireworks.
Fantastic. Don't
Gorgeous.
change a thing. ISO 100 is perfect. 5-second exposure. Wow. I feel like we got to level that horizon, right?
They should have had a lady kicking seaweed in the foreground. You would have never noticed.
And what is this? Is this just a JPEG compression artifact? Or is that something to do?
What? I wasn't paying attention.
See the weirdness in the sun here? I don't know. That's
It's a
not the
weird
photographer's
sun.
fault.
That's some place not in America.
I like the horses in the background.
You like the horses? Where?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
they're so subtle that you might even miss them. You know what we could do here?
What could you do?
Crop it a little bit.
Crop it like it's
What
hot.
do you think? Maybe a little closer to the side. Just to, Mad's right. Draw a little more attention to the horses. Make it a little bit bigger part of the picture.
Madeline, you were right.
Here we have a headshot, low-key headshot.
I just want to edit that little piercing out.
Why? That's a portrait. That's who she is. I'll say you focus on the far eye. You always want to focus on the near eye. We have no metadata for this,
It's
unfortunately.
distracting from her beautiful eyes. I know her mom says it all the time. Every time she goes home, she just wants to have a serious conversation. Her mom's like, "It's not you, Jennifer. Take it out of your face." That's what my mom did to me.
I usually like to clean up a little bit of the veins in the eye. Actually, truthfully, I would never take a picture of somebody who had blood circulating through their system. I would send her right out the door. No, you just have to clean up veins in people's eyes. But otherwise, do you have any feedback on it? They're using narrow lighting, so
eyes
the
are a
light's
little
coming from the
funny.
far side. The light might be actually a little
Zoom
harsh.
in on the face.
Well, they focus on the wrong eye.
Oh,
That's kind of a
you have
big
to
deal.
Focus on the near eye.
Yeah.
You crazy. But it does look good. It's not too bad.
And you know what? You have a controlled background, so you might as well just use F11. Get her whole face in focus.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go for the shallow depth of field if
I would
you control
soften
the
the
background.
picture in editing a little bit.
Comes across a little hard, huh?
Why don't you send me the raw file and I'll edit it and I'll show you.
All right, let's jump back and see.
Photokina
We have any other
predictions?
Photokina predictions? Because I have a few too.
Well, I haven't been looking, but I'm going to go back up. I'm
Okay.
gonna scroll up. Someone, Mr. C4NL, wants ultra wide primes. I think that's going to happen. Wait, how wide is ultra wide?
Usually like below 24 millimeters.
Because I saw a 20 millimeter prediction. So I
Oh.
think there's some talk of that happening.
If you're into those ultra wide primes, check out the Rokinon lenses. They have some like fast f1.8 lenses for pretty cheap, and they're very sharp, great for astrophotography. They're all manual focus, but you really don't need autofocus for the ultra wide stuff. It's not like you're taking action shots or wedding shots or anything. I'll talk about the 7D Mark II. CanonRumors.com posted what seems to be a pretty accurate specs list. At least they feel confident about
Yeah,
it.
we've been talking about this for years.
Right.
Years.
And we kind of called the 70D the 7D Mark II because it was almost the same
Yeah.
with some improvements. And I believe these specs totally because they're completely unremarkable.
Kind of
Yeah,
rude.
this is what I would expect. A 20 megapixel sensor, probably the same sensor in the 70D because Canon never seems to improve their sensor technology at all. The one thing I think is maybe unbelievable is 10 frames a second. That would be very, very, very fast for a DSLR. That puts it in the territory of like top end 1DX. But they do intend this for sports and wildlife, so
Oh, okay.
that would be awesome, but that's really fast.
This sounds awesome. Let's get it.
We would definitely review this. They're saying 65 AF points, f8 on the center point. Putting in a GPS, which I think they also said that no Wi-Fi, no touchscreen. So it'd be weird to put in GPS but not Wi-Fi, because I think Wi-Fi is a more important feature.
Yeah.
But that's what their predictions are saying. No touchscreen. Give us a freaking touchscreen. They're putting in 60 frames a second, 1080p, but again, if it's not 4K, we don't care. And a servo AF for video, which I interpret to mean the dual pixel AF from the 70D. Very believable. Built-in flash, I'd be really surprised they added that to the 7. Electronic manual focus makes no sense to me why they would suddenly put that in a Canon. And then
What is that even? I'm not aware of electronic manual focus.
as far as I know, what they mean is, like the way most mirrorless cameras today work is you turn the manual focus ring on the lens and it talks to the camera and says, hey, change the lens focus. So it's going from the lens to the camera and back to the lens, and it's doing it all electronically, so it wouldn't work if the camera were turned off.
Yeah.
I do not know why people want electronic manual focus, so I don't know why that would be a plus. And an intervalometer, which all the Nikons have had forever, and
That
you
sounds
can
like
have through
something from Back to
Black
the Future. Okay.
What did you have there?
Tony and Chelsea says Trond HK. Why is the 200 millimeter so important for your photography? Don't people want background in their images anymore? Well, when I'm using the 200 millimeter, I'm using it for portraits, and I really like it because I think it's flattering for the face. Like if I'm using something wider angle, let's say I'm at like 50 millimeters, it can tend to distort the face. So it makes like the closest feature bigger. So if they're like this, their chin will be bigger, or their nose, or their forehead. If it's a body shot, the body can be kind of distorted. So the 200 millimeter just kind of flattens, and I think it's really flattering. How about you?
But it also does control the background really well.
Yeah, it also it makes the background look really nice, actually. I love our 200 millimeter.
And do
70 to
people not
200.
want background in their pictures? Like,
I don't know.
often not. I mean, sometimes you can set up a scene and control
Yeah.
the background, and that's ideal. But if you're at a wedding, you have no control over the environment. You're trying to get nice shots of people, but there's a dozen ants behind them with their cell phones up, and you really do need to.
Oh, the last wedding we shot, there were, what am I trying to say? I'm having a senior moment. iPads everywhere. Up in the
and people
air.
take pictures with the
A
iPads.
beautiful shot. It would be the bride and the father looking at each other meaningfully, and
Many
then
people bring an
big
iPad to a wedding.
iPads.
And
You just
freaking
wanna
concerts too.
punch the iPads.
They don't even take great pictures.
They don't. They take
No.
crummy
No.
pictures.
Really?
You're
Like-
holding up this
Yeah.
huge thing.
They think they take better pictures because the screen is bigger.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's what it is, because everybody's got a smartphone.
That's
Anyway, so 200 millimeters controls the background, narrows the background, and blurs the background, and makes flattering features. It's so important for portraits.
what else? Jerry Johnson wants to know how big our freezer is, because when you eat
Oh.
people, you need big freezer.
You don't save the whole person, Jerry.
Oh my God!
No, you take out the
amateur
important
cannibal.
parts, the liver. We usually only take one or
The
two
heart,
parts from
Madeline
each person.
says.
Yeah, the heart is delicious.
The butt.
And the butt.
Yeah,
Someone takes after her mother.
a little bit of
clearly.
a live going on there, but
Part.
yeah. So then you vacuum pack it and you freeze it. Some parts that you might want to save later, because it's nice to have it fresh, but people don't keep that long.
People don't keep that long.
One of the big rumors here per NikonRumors.com is the D750. I don't think Nikon's going to announce any cameras at Photokina, because they've had so many new cameras out. They're just on a roll. But maybe they'll announce the D750, which is a follow-up to previous, the low end, not low end, mid-range full frame camera. This doesn't make much sense to me. 24 megapixels, dual SD card, so far just like the D610.
Yeah.
But a better focusing system.
A tilt
And-
screen. This is
Yeah, the tilt screen is befuddling.
befuddling
That's a weird word to use, but that would be like the first full frame camera
with a tilt.
from Canon and Nikon with a
That
tilt
would
screen.
be like your dream. You're a tilt screen junkie.
Yeah, I'm always up or
I
down.
love it.
I'm just reporting this rumor. This makes no sense to me. 6.5 frames a second. It's so unremarkable. I can't imagine that this would be worth
So-
making.
Oh my gosh. What if it comes out? Think of all the things you just said. Karen and Chongo. Can I interject, or is this too
Go for it.
is it getting too crazy?
No, Karen and Chongo, what do they have
Karen and
to say?
Chongo says, do you two shoot weddings for people other than friends and family? And this has actually been a hot debate in the Northrop family. I never want to shoot a wedding, not even for friends and family. I hate it. I hate weddings. I didn't have my own. And you're game. You're like, I'd do it.
But not often.
Well, I do it for a learning experience to pass it on to other people.
Yeah, wedding photographer is a rough business for introverts. Like
That's
us.
exactly it. You have to tell people where to stand. That's my least favorite part. And they're always just like this. They like bring a drink all the time, and then you have to tell them, please stop.
Yeah,
I
and it's physically exhausting
You
too.
can't wear your pajamas there.
And everybody feels like they're way overpaying you because they don't understand the amount of work that it really takes. So everybody's trying to get it cheaper, and then they're all upset, and everybody's emotional at weddings. There's always, it's either the bride or the mother of the bride who's going to be upset about stuff.
There's always something crazy going on.
So it's a rough business.
I like pictures of buildings.
Try not to make our living that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do it sometimes.
Could you all comment on taking pictures of family members' funerals? Yes or no, Mikey? I think that's a cultural difference. I know like some cultures take pictures at funerals, but here would be for us taboo, and I don't want to remember that. How about you?
My family members, let's just say we've been around for hundreds and hundreds of years without dying.
You're vampires.
Yeah.
So that's where that explains the cannibalism as well. Okay, Eric Hermanson says, Tony, I shoot dead people. I think that he wants you to make a t-shirt.
I shoot dead people?
That's redundant.
Like
No,
just
like
for
you take
target
pictures.
practice?
No, like shoot,
Oh,
like take pictures.
like taking pictures at a funeral. Okay. I immediately thought of just killing dead people, which
So sorry, Madeline.
if it's
I'll get you
necessary, it's
therapy
necessary.
later.
I'll go into the rumors on the 5D Mark IV, which ever since I released my D810 versus 5D Mark III review, everybody's like, how dare you when the 5D Mark IV is going to come out at Photokina? It's a 2-year-old camera. It's ridiculous that you would review it against the brand new camera. It's still their top of the line
Why
camera,
do people
really.
want us to review like a camera that doesn't exist yet?
There were no credible rumors about the 5D Mark IV. The 7D Mark II seems pretty credible. But here's what it would be.
Is this what it would be?
You know what?
I
I
want
think these are just my dreams. But this is what I've seen whispered. 4K video, of course, dual pixel AF for video. The original 5D Mark II, not the original, but the 5D Mark II was groundbreaking for DSLR video. So I would like to think Canon would continue that tradition of making it important for video. And a full frame 4K video camera that could record internally at a decent price would be fantastic because the A7S cannot do that. I would like to see a 36 megapixel sensor like the D810, no filters on it, an intervalometer, of course, Canon.
Intervalometer, of course.
And then I love Wi-Fi and touchscreen. I'd like to see NFC too. Those should just be in every camera. GPS.
Cool. Can we review pictures?
You want to go back to pictures?
Oh, you want to chit chat?
Oh, that was just the next slide.
What I learned today. Give me the 4-minute version. Say it now, say it fast, or to heck with you. Come on.
I just like this because he put a picture up of Einstein there.
Yeah,
And
but-
can you imagine if this had actually been Einstein's
Yeah,
philosophy?
but you know this guy was like, Einstein's wacky like me.
So I just made this one of these Albert Einstein quote memes.
Yeah.
Oh,
If Einstein were alive today and he watched our video, that's what he would say.
yeah.
Give me the 4-minute version. Say it now, say it fast, or to heck with you.
And we'd all be speaking German or Japanese. You have any comments to read? And I'll pull up a portfolio to review.
I do. Alex Taylor Wright says prediction 7D Mark II. Oh, oops. Sometimes I read. George Atkinson said, I wish they would release the next Canon 5D. Guess we went over that. Alex Taylor Wright also said, a rumor, Canon 3D? What does that mean?
Well, back in the film era, Canon had the EOS 3, which was a great camera, and it had like everything, but in a smaller form factor than the 1. So it would be one step up from the 5, D-Mark, whatever, because lower numbers are better
that's right.
in this weird system.
That sounds so fancy. A girl can dream. Okay. What kind of... This is this person's name. This is a pretty long username. Why the blank would he do that so everyone would thumbs up it? Pretty clever. And this person says, what kind of wine do you guys like? I like the kind in the face. What kind do you like, Tony?
I will confront wine snobbery here and say that I have studied wine a
You
bit, and I
drink
have a
wine
lot
out
of
of a
wine snobs.
box.
I like the black box wines.
Such a
they're-
wine snob.
If you can get over your wine snobbery, the box
Okay.
is a superior packaging.
I will say the box is good.
It's got 4 bottles crammed into one, and you can serve 1 glass at a time, so you don't have to feel any pressure to like down a whole bottle
It's good for the environment.
before it goes bad. Red wine is only good for like a day or 2. It's never quite the same after you open the bottle. Keeps it sealed up. It lasts forever. It's less expensive, and it's the same grapes. It's the same stuff. Good stuff. Black box.
Karen and Chongo says, I haven't seen newborn photos from Chelsea or Tony. Where are they? Maybe that's none of your business.
We have baby photos.
Yeah, we do.
Chapter
Check out
6.
my portfolio also, I think, chelseanorthrup.com.
Yeah, or chapter 6 of SDP.
I like babies. I take pictures of babies.
All right, we have a Squarespace hosted portfolio here by Andy Vo.
Oh, this one's real different.
Yeah, I'll say that I guess the front page encourages you to explore because it doesn't have a picture that pops. Like everything's in black and white. It's all very subtle. The pictures themselves are very small. I'll go logically from left to right. This shows a picture of him. Still, there's nothing that's like pulling me in. I wish the front page were a picture that just made me say, wow.
Okay.
It looks like he does wedding photography. He's in Melbourne. He looks very, very serious.
We have to go to Australia.
Yes, we do. I actually feel like this picture isn't especially friendly of him. Like it's a good picture,
I
but
trust him
doesn't
to
make
get
you
the
want to.
job done.
That's true.
I think friendly people are overrated.
So right away, looking at his wedding photography, it's not a portfolio so much as 2 separate weddings that he shot. I'm
Those
gonna
are
check out his
beautiful
pricing and
pictures.
go back. Okay, so he has pricing, and you're trying to
Wow.
be a wedding photographer,
He's
but you're kind of revealing
affordable.
that you've only shot 2 separate weddings. I'd rather just see these pictures mixed into a portfolio than organized by the individual couple. It's a minor point. Oh, and this is an engagement shoot. Okay.
Look at those mugs.
I think you're a great photographer. All these pictures are great. You have the right number of pictures. All right. Once again, I'm kind of forced to go through submenus.
Oh, I remember him from the group. You're so funny.
I like that picture a lot. That's
I like
really
the
funny.
guy on the couch too.
Yeah, these are great pictures. What was the category? Portraiture. Yeah, you have a great command of light and posing.
I like your multiple
Oh,
exposure.
great. Well, yeah, Chelsea does a lot of those. Those are all fantastic shots. Yeah, you can definitely work.
Yeah, you can work it. Yeah. Aren't you a talented little bugger?
Yeah, we love all these shots. My points are minor. I think I'd rather see. I don't like submenus. I'd rather see separate categories for portraiture, landscapes, and wedding, and
Yeah.
just merge these together and pick your best few. Let's see what's in as just for fun. I'm going to say if you're trying to be a professional, maybe just get rid of the just for fun. Put that on your Flickr or Facebook or whatever.
Oh, I like the punchy blood face.
Yeah, you would.
Let's do that. No,
All
it
right.
wasn't real.
I like the bearded dragon.
You like the bearded dragon? Madeline has a bearded dragon. She's a lizard lover. Oh,
And he's got a contact
an
page with his
email.
email
Yeah, he's
and
got his
phone
email.
number. So go ahead and give Andy a call.
Give Andy a call. Oh.
Let's see what Andy had to say. He says, I seriously love Squarespace. I redesigned my entire site in 3 days a few weeks ago. It was so easy for me, a designer and photographer who doesn't know any code. I also love how Squarespace is constantly adding templates and block functions to keep up with web trends.
I know, they're really hip, Squarespace. And
They
this
are
guy's a
hip.
designer. He knows what's up.
So what do you think they should do if they want their own Squarespace portfolio?
Just dream. Keep dreaming.
Go to squarespace.com/Tony. Rather than just dreaming, you can make this actually happen.
Yeah, it's affordable. I think the cheapest one is like $8 or $9 a month per month.
Yeah, and it's got a store built in.
Yeah.
Very rapid support. Everything's drag and drop, super easy, and you get access to this whole wide array of templates. And the basic site really is enough for most people. But it's free for 14 days. And if you like it and you want to sign up, you can use the coupon code PHOTOLIVE for 10% off, and that lets them know that you heard about it from us. And that hopefully means that they'll sponsor a few more shows so we can keep doing this.
You should write them and tell them how cool we are, and maybe they'll give us money and we can go to Photokina.
Yeah, that's true.
Photokina.
A trip sponsored by Squarespace. That would be awesome.
Oh, I should dream.
Okay, so
What?
you want to look at some photos?
I love the photos.
Oh,
my
man.
gosh, can you believe it's 5:50 already?
Oh, yeah.
Where does the time go?
I don't know why my auto import stopped working. I got an error message from Dropbox. Can you read a few comments and I'll try to troubleshoot this?
Arthur Sebra. I have a question. I know you guys are sponsored by Squarespace, but would you guys recommend it over SmugMug? We reviewed a few SmugMug portfolios, and to be honest with you, I haven't compared them side by side, but I have had several portfolios, and Squarespace has been like the easiest and the most aesthetically pleasing and has the best support. I'm not just saying that because I've been sponsored by them. Like, really, I just didn't even bother with my other portfolios. It was such a pain. I do know that we've looked at SmugMug portfolios, and sometimes if you don't pay for them, they put their name on the bottom in a really ugly way, and sometimes like ads on the top and stuff, and that's been unappealing. But if I were you at this point, I would just look Squarespace versus SmugMug and see which one fits you better. Obviously, I'm biased because I have Squarespace and I love it, but you should research that. Tony and Chelsea, I'm 13 and I have a Canon 600D. It's my first ever DSLR, and I'm wondering what's a cheap lens, if there are any under $1,000 that would be good for wildlife. What's the 600 that we reviewed? How much did that cost?
What?
Oh, for a wildlife lens, the Tamron.
Oh, that's like the 150 to 600?
Yeah.
Like 1200, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's
What is
saying
this
under
for?
$1,000.
I've been trying to fix something.
He has
so.
the Canon 600D, and he wants a wildlife lens for under $1,000.
That might be worth saving up for.
Yeah, that's a really good one, and like.
I'll just check real fast.
Yeah, under
$400.
$1,000, you're pretty much stuck with the 75 to 300, which is not good.
No, I wouldn't get that though.
Yeah, I would save up. Just maybe you could comb eBay and get a hair under 1,000 for the 400 5.6 prime, but unfortunately, there's like huge jumps in wildlife lenses. It goes from the 75 to 300, which is not good,
No.
to the 400 prime, which is excellent, but about $1,000, $1,100 used or $1,300
Yeah.
new. And then from there, you're spending like $6K on a 500 f4 prime used.
I would recommend the 400. I know it's a little bit out of your budget. Alex is only 13, but got to do some chores.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you say that Tamron? Anything about that Tamron?
Yeah, how much is the Tamron?
It's $10.89 for Canon. So that's come up with $89.
Yeah, that's good. Alex Brynhilderson says, "Why do you like touchscreens so much, Tony?"
They make reviewing your pictures incredibly fast. They speed up the entire workflow.
They are fun.
Yeah, you can, if you're at a wedding, we'll put in a professional scenario, you're at a wedding, you're taking a group photo, You need to take the picture and then make sure everybody's eyes are in focus. So with the 5D Mark III, which does not have a touch screen, you take the picture and then you push the magnify button a whole bunch of times until it gets close, and then you use this stupid thumb dial to scroll over to the left person and then all the way to the right person and then to the back row, and you check to see if everybody's eyes are in focus. And that's a slow process, and you have 20 people waiting
The
for you.
touchscreen, you can be like, boop, and then you can just pinch and
Yeah, you go
zoom.
like this,
Bow,
joot, joot,
bow,
joot,
bow.
and you're done in a couple of seconds. And
We should do a commercial.
I know,
Bow.
and they don't put it in pro cameras, and every time I say we need touchscreens in pro cameras, everybody's like, no, you don't. But
I
really,
can't have that.
shoot touchscreens in a professional environment. It makes reviewing your pictures so much faster, and there's no other way around it. It's awesome.
There's no other way around it. It's awesome. Unquote Tony Northrup. Wait, before we start reviewing pictures, Madeline's gone. I can be a little bit bad. Anytime Chelsea wants to convert to black and white, drink Mr. Gubbers. Let's do
Mr.
it.
Gubbers.
Mr. Gubbers. All right, let's go.
Okay, this is actually a
This is a portfolio. Let's turn it black and white.
This is a Squarespace portfolio, if you can't tell, because everything is nice and full screen. Looks just great.
This lady's everywhere. She's so hot right now.
Okay, so the way they've divided it is projects, and then they have just 3 separate models. And these are a lot of pictures that are really similar.
That dress is good.
And yeah, and see these pictures, it's like the same picture. Like they took them in a row.
My beer is warm. It's like European style tonight.
Yeah, you know, these copper Moscow Mule mugs are cool, but
They're not,
they're
good
not
like that?
insulators, right? They're like,
But it's also probably about 150 degrees in here.
yeah, that's
we
true.
We
We're
could
looking
bake
forward
a
to the
pie
winter.
in the studio. Oh my god, that's so unpleasant.
I think all of these pictures are excellent. They're all very good, but it's
excellent.
rough to look at so many pictures that are so similar to each other, especially that you've organized them by model. So we just kind of look at 3 separate people. I'd rather see a combination of different people and different subjects.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think, Chelsea?
I think he had a thing going. It wasn't like he said portraits and then it was all the same person. So I think that if you're going to do it, you're doing it the right way, but I'd agree. I'd like to just see the best of the best.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Joey. His name is Joey.
Joey, need
And he
a
gives
picture
you
of
his
yourself.
Email address. I want to see a picture of you, Joey. And that's it. Everything looks good. Super proud of you. You have prices. You listen to everything. Your website is nice and clean and simple. And there's no music.
$250 for a senior picture? Does that feel fair to you?
Yeah, it's a bargain.
Let's see what Joey had to say about Squarespace. I absolutely love Squarespace. I set up my website in one day and love how modern it looks. A lot of my friends are impressed with the way it looks.
I'm impressed.
Let's look at another portfolio. This is
The romance
Martin
of your day
Reardon.
will never be forgotten.
Oh, I love that picture. I love foreground bokeh. We don't work a lot with that, but I like it. Really nice, solid pictures. Lots of variety. Great.
Great. Uh-oh, Kanye glasses. That's
Yeah.
a party.
These are fun shots, ton of variety, nothing's monotonous.
Beautiful. I love that picture of the flowers.
I think anybody would happily hire this person as a wedding
He
photographer.
makes me want to get married.
You are married.
Again. To you, still.
Okay, so we have
that
a blog
discreet?
here and it's mostly up to date. Chelsea's trying to fix her mic. That's nice because you can kind of see that he's actively working and these aren't just older pictures. Wow, so far, great portfolio, best we've seen tonight. I would hire you in a second.
I want to do it.
It's very focused, but where's your pricing page? We don't know how much it costs.
I can't afford him.
You'll
I can
definitely
already
get more
tell.
calls if you just put your pricing in. I love the About Me page with pictures of you, fun, personal pictures, picture at work. That's great.
I've said it before. I don't think you need a pricing page if you have so much work that you're just like calling the price based on your availability. Like if you're like, I make so much money, I'm so busy. For you, $1 billion. If you're just calling the shots, you don't need it.
I'll agree with that. If you are booked up, if you have every weekend in the summer filled already, don't bother with the
Like,
pricing
you
page.
guys
But if
don't
you want
even-
work,
I know, but I don't have a pricing page because you guys don't even know how busy I am. I'm like always reheating leftovers every day and just like looking at Facebook. It's like, I'm so busy. If you want me to take pictures, it's going to just cost you. And that's it. That's the long and short of it. Right, Richard?
so Martin did something pretty smart. He made his portfolio all wedding photography because that's his goal. But then he wanted to put some like fashion pictures and other things, and he kind of buried them under a more menu. And I like that. If somebody's interested and they want to get in a little deeper, then they can find it. But he's keeping his portfolio focused. And that's one thing I was saying on a previous portfolio where they had professional pictures, but then they had like just for fun personal pictures.
Yeah.
And I'd like to keep those separate. I like the idea of burying it under a menu because most people will never see that. But if you want to show them a little bit more, you have that option. Good maternity pictures. Those can be hard.
So good.
All right. We're just about ready to wrap up.
Oh.
Do you have any other comments coming in, Chels?
I don't know. Let me see. A troll said a bunch of Frono's bullshit.
I don't know what that means, though. I mean, I understand the Frono's reference, but I'm not sniffing cameras or anything. What am I doing here?
But that's cool to do that. I'll do a sniff test. Yep, that's beer. Okay. Nope. Everybody's sick of us.
Everybody's gone.
Everybody was like, goodbye, you stink. That's it.
Okay, well, we have another portfolio to look at, and this actually is not a Squarespace portfolio. I can see it took a while to load for some reason, but once it did, it looks okay, nice and full screen. I guess he's a pigeon photographer.
Pigeon.
Let's scroll through some more.
That is the most gorgeous pigeon I've ever seen.
Okay, I'm clicking those, and nothing's really happening.
I want the troll to speak to me. What do you mean by Frono's bullshit? Is it my hair? It's humid. It is humid in here. Is it because I'm irresistible?
Your website is being super slow, and nothing else has been slow. Okay, I just have to go to the next website. That one just seems too slow. One of the nice things about hosting with Squarespace, you can get your own portfolio at squarespace.com/Tony, is that it's always super fast. They have servers all over the world. They're adding new data centers all the time. And it's nice and professionally maintained, so you don't have to worry about performance problems at all. It's as fast as it can possibly be.
It's as fast as a cheetah.
So if you decide to sign up, go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code PHOTOLIVE. We'll look at another non-Squarespace portfolio. Hopefully it goes a little bit better. Ruby Z Photography.
Ruby Z.
So he's got kind of a scrolling model here, but the pictures are good, nice and big, filling up my screen. Maternity pictures, family pictures, got a lot of variety, couples pictures, kids pictures. Great variety. Not seeing any repeats in the models. Black and white. Looks like a senior photo. Oh, I see. Graduate photo 2014. Took me a second there.
That's nice. Oh, their feet are cut off.
Yeah, that is kind of an awkward crop. No, it's worth bringing up.
Oh, that's
I
good.
like
I
that
like that he
angle.
has his ring in there.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Good
Really nicely
smile.
done.
Great teeth.
Great, and I like that I was able to see basically everything I needed. Now if I want to dig in deeper, I could. Probably won't because it's just about 6 o'clock and we're half drunk. Search is an odd feature. I've never seen a search in a portfolio.
What would you search for?
No.
Zero boobs. That's kind of a bad website.
Nothing comes up. Okay. I searched for A and that worked.
Makes sense.
I probably broke his server too. So I would just go ahead and
That was rude.
lose the search feature.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was hoping something we weren't supposed to see would come up because sometimes that happens with search features. But this all looks legit. I just got a full dump of his entire website.
You got a full dump.
What's funny about that, Charles?
You just have a way with words, Mr. Northrup. That's it. Everybody left. Can I just tell you, though, there's a woman in Australia who wakes up on her day off at 7 a.m. to watch our live show.
Wow.
Let's go visit her. That's so nice. Do you know how many people go to bed early to avoid me?
Yeah.
Richard is one of them.
How can we fund a trip to Australia? We need to figure out a way. We need a Kickstarter or something like that. We basically need you people to pay for our trip to Australia.
We seem like we would eat other humans. Do you think anyone's going to fund anything?
Those Australians, they're a hardy type.
They would like that at us, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Maybe, I don't know. I'll think of it. I'll sleep on it.
Okay, I'm sorry we didn't get to review more individual pictures. We'll get that worked out next week at Thursday at 5 Eastern time on the U.S. So look up what time that happens for you. We're here every day.
What that is in your time.
Thanks so much, and we will see you next week. Once again, thank you to Squarespace, our sponsor. Go right there, get a discount off a cool portfolio.
They own me.
Thanks, guys.